Welcome back. It's Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, the meme review, software releases, and the websites by plebes or plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. We're going to the numbers. Let's do it. At the time of this recording, the block height is 687,737. The Bitcoin price, 39,995. Chain rewrite days, 779. Total public lightning capacity, 1,524.3. Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 6.24%. And sats per dollar, 2,499. So we are still below yesterday's even.
So, not going to lie, it's nice to be above 40K once again, Phil.
Oh, look, it just popped up. It just peaked up against over 40K.
So it's nice to be above 40K, but I don't know. Let's see what happens.
You know what's also nice? Chain rewrite days, 779. I mean, nobody's really paying attention to that. Like, man, it's like, good luck. Good luck rewriting this chain.
And good luck creating another chain that's going to even come close to competing with Bitcoin, right? So it's like, dude, that just keeps on going up. And dude,
you know what this costs?
Oh,
you know,
my God.
Anyways.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily fail. All right, everyone. So it looks like, yeah, there you go. It's like Greedlove's not the only one. Apparently, Brian needs more free money. Just setting up his Bitclout account. Oh, lucky him. June 14th. And take a look at this, right? Like, if you think this isn't sketchy, our boy, Owie, check this out. This is why the altcoin market has exploded. A CEO shilling something he has invested in, but not having to disclose it. Scammer. And what is he talking about? So, I mean, this is beautiful.
Oh my God. That's illegal. No, it's not. Because it's, oh my God.
Guys, I know everybody thinks that we're assholes, okay? I mean, I get it, right? Like, oh, the toxic Bitcoiners, they're such jerks. I mean, look, we may be jerks. That may be true. But we're not the ones that are shilling absolute garbage that, you know, that we invested in ourselves. Right? Like, this is just a total freaking fraud. Like, Bitclout is complete garbage. It has absolutely no worth. It's created out of thin air. It doesn't take any work. It doesn't... I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's just a freaking scam. It's like a giant popularity scam. You know, like, dude, to somehow monetize your followers.
It's like multi-level marketing plus, like, dude, it's like,
but for people that follow you, like, I don't even know, like, it's, anyways,
dude, to be honest with you, I still have no idea. I know we watched some CoffeeZilla videos, but to be honest with you, I still have no idea what the fuck Bitclout is. All I know is that it's a scam. Garbage. And all I know is that it's like 2017 all over again. They're getting the influencers this time. It's Bitcoin influencers like Robert Breedlove, and they're getting the CEO of Coinbase, who happens to be an investor in the project, to shill himself. I wouldn't be surprised if Breedlove was an investor either, dude. I would not be surprised. It would not surprise me whatsoever. But yeah, man. Wow, dude. That was some very good investigative toxicity, Phil. That was awesome. But anyways, it's time for
the daily meme review.
All right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to us by a fellow plebe, the legendary Bitcoin Zoomer. That is at Nick Can't Find. Definitely give him a follow. He has some awesome content on his Twitter. But anyways, check out the meme. Peter Schiff. You're truly insane for taking on debt to buy Bitcoin. That's so risky. I would never do that, Michael Saylor. That's why no one would. Man, that part of the movie was epic too.
Amazing.
And of course, this is Peter Schiff, replying to Michael Saylor, just doubling down. But anyways, we'll get to that in a second. Dude, wow, what incredible meme. I don't even know. Bro, you know what? Because it was so good, I'm gonna give it something that holds dear to my heart. I'm going to give it my Van shoe.
Vans are pretty awesome. Although the older versions used to have these weird tips. I don't know. It looked weird. Anyways, the new ones are nicer. Anyways,
they're comfy, dude. They're like my to-go-to. That's what I wear when I'm comfortable. I love them. I'm
an Adidas dude myself.
Okay.
Anyways, but I do have Vans. Anyways.
We can't be friends anymore, Phil.
No, we can't. But they're Adidas skate shoes, so I mean. That's
okay. We could be friends. We could be cousins.
There you go. Okay, so look, I love the meme also. Thought it was hilarious. And I am going to give it, right? And I think it's fitting. It's fitting. It's going to get a 3D printed Reckless Lightning.
Woo! Damn.
Made by Crypto Cloaks. He made them for me a couple of years ago because for my gumball machine.
Dude, it looks epic.
My lightning gumball machine.
epic scores for an epic meme. A 3D printed Crypto Cloaks lightning bolt, a van. And of course, guys, do you agree with our scores? Do you disagree? Let us know in the comments. Yeah. Give us the meme. Give the meme a score. We want to know what you think. Are we wrong? Are we right? We don't know.
Tell us.
Tell us. Please let us know. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
All right, guys, we covered this on yesterday's episode that unfortunately, for some technical issues, Zoom sucks. We couldn't make it. It wasn't quality enough for us to post it. But anyways, this was a huge announcement by what's his name again, Phil?
Paul Tudor Jones.
Yeah, so thank you, Phil. He's a legendary fiat investor, of which I don't know. All I know is the Bitcoin world. I don't know the legacy finance world that much, but I just want you guys to focus on what he has to say, because this guy is a big name in the traditional investment type of circle, right? He got invited to CNBC. He's a big deal. Check out what he has to say about Bitcoin, okay? I think it's a game changer.
You last spring, said, you know what? I'm getting into crypto for the first time.
Again, I thought things were crazy then. I think they're crazy now. Bitcoin, listen, I like Bitcoin, right?
I'm going to pause it right there for a second. First of all, the CNBC guy said crypto. Paul said Bitcoin. Okay.
Corrected him. Correct. Like, he was explicit with that. Okay, sorry.
No. Go at it, Phil. But yeah, so
telling
again, not crypto, Bitcoin. Okay, let's keep going.
Bitcoin is math, and math is
again. You see all this?
Not talking about any of that.
He's not talking about that. He's talking about Bitcoin.
About the one at the top. That's it.
Oh, CNBC. What the fuck?
Been around for thousands of years, and 2 + 2 is going to equal 4, and it will for the next 2,000 years. So I like the idea of investing in something that's reliable, consistent, honest, and 100% certain. So Bitcoin has appealed to me because it's a way for me to invest in certainty, where, again, I look at the difference between...
You see the words in that, Phil?
Yes.
Maybe he doesn't understand it completely, but he does understand that Bitcoin is math, right? You know the monetary policy of Bitcoin for the next 200 years. We're going to be long gone before the block subsidy end, and when it ends, it's just going to be maintained by the fees, right? So it's like we know what the monetary policy of Bitcoin's going to be. And what he was referencing, whether he's completely conscious of it or not, right? He was very careful with his words, is that, dude, even with the best intentions, as long as humans control the monetary policy, right? And politics could kind of corrupt that. Eventually, this cycle of boom and bust is going to repeat itself, and Bitcoin is a way out. And the fact that you have this guy from traditional finance seeing that is just, man, to me, it's just as crazy as Saylor going on Hannity on the other day. You know, it's like Bitcoin is seeping in mainstream, and it's causing people to pay attention to the fact that the money is clearly broken and they're printing it into oblivion. Phil?
It's nice. You know what? To your point, it's nice to see, the mainstream investment world, people like Paul Tudor Jones, right? That have some weight in the traditional world, taking a serious look at Bitcoin and, understand. I mean, look, the fact that he understands that Bitcoin is math, that's already great. One thing that's really disappointing, but not surprising, is that mainstream media itself they're just natural born shitcoiners. Like, I don't understand this. Like, these people know absolutely nothing, and they immediately out of the gate take this stance of ridiculousness. You know, like right away, it's just like, oh, okay, let's go and validate this whole ecosystem of things that are nothing like Bitcoin and lump them in with Bitcoin. So it's just, I love how he corrected him, and I love that he gave a very simplistic explanation.
I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. And I know I'm going to piss off a lot of people when I'm about to say this, but listen, El Salvador, okay, didn't announce that it was going to enable cryptos as legal tender. It announced that it was going to enable Bitcoin as legal tender. Paul Tudor Jones wasn't talking about crypto and putting crypto in his portfolio. He was talking about Bitcoin, right? So again, it's exactly what you said, Phil. The legacy media is just pushing all the garbage. I mean, but what else could you expect from them? Anyways, let's move on to the last piece of the news segment. Check this out, Phil. Michael Saylor, this guy is betting his company, his future, his life, his legacy, whatever you want to call it. He's putting it all on the table, right? First, they raised 500. Initially, it was 400, but it was so popular, so bought off. Thank you. One of our subscribers corrected us, but it was so popular that he had to increase it to 500 million. Absolutely crazy. And then check this out. Again, this is a couple days after. Microstrategy files to sell as much as $1 billion in shares, right? So, man, and it goes on to explain, but really, the reason that he's selling those shares is to buy more Bitcoin, man. It's absolutely crazy. And look, again, I'm not from the traditional finance side, but he released this poll, Phil. Perhaps you could explain it to me a little bit. But this is what he said, because I think that this was the cost of the bonds or something like that. But he says, do you expect the price of Bitcoin to appreciate more than 6.12% annually over the next 7 years? 90% of Twitter said yes. We agree with him as well. But look, the point is, right, is that this guy is betting everything. He is going all in. And that completely mirrors what he has been saying on podcasts. He's not all talk. He's action, man. Because on podcasts, he says, listen, sell whatever you need to do, mortgage your house, try to do everything humanly possible to try to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. And the fact that he's doing the same thing that us plebs are doing, unfortunately, we pick kernels at a time. This guy would Phil says, fields of corn, fields of corn by Michael Saylor. But so like, it's crazy to see that, man. And honestly, fuck you, Saylor, because I wish I had that type of money to stack that much corn, bro. But at the same time, it's badass. I like, there's no heroes in Bitcoin, Phil, but like, what, dude, this is badass as hell, man. This is crazy. He's risking everything.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, look, it's huge, right? It's huge for MicroStrategy. It's obviously, in terms of validation, it's massive. But I just to take another side to this, right? Like from the investor side, if you are a shareholder in MicroStrategy, you may not necessarily be happy about this, okay? Because essentially what he's doing is he is diluting the pie, right? He's putting more shares out on the market, okay? So don't get me wrong, but like that's not necessarily the greatest thing, but what it does also hint at is the appetite to get exposure to Bitcoin, but not necessarily holding the assets. So, I don't know. If I was a MicroStrategy shareholder, I'm not sure how I would feel. Like I'd be happy that he's stacking the corn and that it's like possibly the best thing that he could be doing right now. I mean, besides actually making products, software. But I don't know. I really don't know how I'd feel, as a shareholder.
Dude,
like part of me would be happy, but part of me would be like, well, you're diluting us. So anyways,
the CFO, I think, resigned the moment that Saylor said he was going to buy Bitcoin. And then 6 months after, the stock, rose 700% or something like that, so like, it just goes to show, like, I love your perspective, Phil, but it's like, but are you going to bet? Are you going to bet against Bitcoin? Because that's essentially what you're doing.
Right? Yeah, like that's it. But like that's why I also would never, like think about it, right? A person who's holding MicroStrategy shares, and again, I don't care, but right, like they're not Are they really betting on Bitcoin? No, they're buying a stock. They're holding an IOU of an IOU. You know, you and I are betting on Bitcoin. You know, we actually, we hold our keys, man. You know, like there's no middleman for us. But so anyways, it's interesting. It's interesting. I just,
he's going all in.
We got to try to be objective. He's definitely all in. I mean, this guy is freaking balls to the wall.
He's balls. He can't. I don't think he can squeeze anything out, bro. Like, there's nothing left. There's an announcement like 15 million here, 1 billion here. Dude, this guy reminds me of myself with just stacking and going negative in my bank account, but with billions, bro. Yep. Man, absolutely crazy. But Wait, I said to end the news segment, but I just wanted to point this out. We're going to cover this throughout the week, but I just wanted to point it out because, again, we told you so. And the reason we told you so is we kept showing you this obsessively over and over again, right? This is what they printed for the whole, I don't want to say the word because, for the whole thing around the world that people got sick of, okay? To just not to say specific words that the YouTube algo does not agree with.
What is going on?
But the thing that infected people around the world that they used it as a justification to close stuff, right? And to print a lot of money. I'm just going to say that. I hope you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, we've been showing you this chart, right? This is when they started printing. And remember what we kept hearing, temporary inflation. There's going to be no inflation. Well, check this out. Another record. We reported earlier on the week that it was 5% for the CPI, the largest jump in inflation since 2008. And now there's another key indicator. Apparently, flash a warning side, producer prices jumped a record amount last month, right? Between May 2020 and May 2021, prices increased 6.6%, the biggest jump recorded since the Bureau of Labor Statistics started collecting this data in November 2010. Okay, so it's different metrics, right? This is for producer prices, right? 6.6%. Then you have the regular CPI, which was 5%, right? They're breaking records, meaning that they haven't seen this level of reporting possible. Again, we told you guys from the beginning, we kept showing you the chart. We kept showing you, you see that? That's not normal. That's going to cause inflation. Why? Because they're just flooding the system with cash. And flooding the system with cash doesn't create wealth. It just dilutes everyone else's wealth, right? So it's just, man, the hypocrisy. We told you so. We called it out. And if you want to avoid this, because it's going to be a catastrophe, because they can't stop this printing, which is a lot of people don't say that. They cannot stop this level of printing without the house of cards falling down. So if you want to save yourself, you want to opt out of this madness, which we highly suggest you do, just buy Bitcoin. That's it. It's just such an easy answer. And custody it. And that's the solution. Phil?
There's no such thing as inflation. Right? Like the fact that everything's costing more, like that's just your imagination. You're not really, it's not really costing you more. You're not really paying more for anything. It's all just made up. And if there is a problem, right? If there is a problem, then it's because people are losing their jobs. Okay? And they don't earn enough money. That's the problem. Don't look at the mechanism that actually creates the money. No, that's not the problem. The problem is all the people who use the money and who need it to survive. They are the problem.
Yeah, of course.
Okay?
Of course, obviously.
If that sounds psychotic, that's because it is. Anyways.
Amen. I couldn't put it better myself. But Phil, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. All right, we've got Bisq version 1.6.5 that was released, and that is down below in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. All right, guys, that was our show. Again, we apologize for missing yesterday's episode. We had some technical difficulties. We double checked today, so we made sure that it is recording fine. So you guys should be able to see this tomorrow. But if you guys enjoyed the show, you know what to do. Smash that like button, smash it. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the Bitcoin news from the bleep perspective and the catastrophic fiat and shitcoin fails, definitely consider subscribing. And we will see you tomorrow for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.